Hi, my name is Susan Reid and we're here at King Arthur Flour, and today I want to show you some of the basic cookie decorating techniques that you can use. There's lots of different ways that you can combine them. None of them are very difficult, and the first one that I want to show you is how to just glaze a cookie. This is a hard cookie glaze. It's very simple. It's confectioner's sugar, corn syrup, and a little bit of milk just mixed to this consistency. So the first technique I want to show you is to glaze a cookie, which is basically to pour frosting all over it, and then to decorate it with a little bit of colored sugar. So we're going to make a light bulb. So first we're going to do the bottom part of the light bulb. And I'm just going to spoon some glaze over the cookie at the base. And I'm a little bit of a stickler for this, but I think if you can catch the sides of the cookie, that it just looks a little bit nicer. I'm going to let the extra glaze drip off a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm going to use some colored sparkling sugar, and that will get caught in the wet glaze. So now I have the base of the cookie all decorated. Now I can turn it around. I'm going to hang on to the edges. And now I'm going to decorate this part of the cookie. So I'm just going to take my spoon, come right up to the edge, and let the glaze drip over it. Make sure the edges are done. Now I'm going to put it right here on a cooling rack, and any extra frosting will drip right through, and that will give me a nice, smooth, shiny surface. Now I can decorate this even more by using just a little bit of more colored sugar to make the filament of the light bulb. And if we want our Christmas lights to be frosted, we can use another matching color of sugar and just put a little more on the edge. And when that dries, we have our nice, tasty Christmas light. This technique involves a little bit of advanced planning. What I've done here is taken a Christmas tree and I've glazed it previously. You can see that it's nice and dry. I'm not picking up anything. So this needs a couple of hours to dry so that there's no fingerprint left when you pick it up. Now I'm going to take some of my royal icing and I'm going to pipe over the top of this. So then I'm going to have two different colors going on. I think it really looks nice to have the royal icing on the top of the tree so it looks like it has snowed. I'm just going to go down both sides. And I like to leave the trunk a little bit bare because the color of the cookie is the color of the trunk, so we might as well make that work for us. At this point, I want to put a little bit of sparkle on the snow. So I'm going to pick up the cookie, and I have a little bit of silver sugar. I'm just going to take a little bit of this shiny sugar and pour it over the wet icing so that it's going to stick. And now our snow is going to sparkle a little bit. And of course, no Christmas tree is complete without some decorations. So we're going to put some decorations on it. Let's put a nice garland. This looks like an outdoor tree to me. So I think we're going to have a really pretty garland go back and forth. And on our garland, we're going to have some holly and berries. I have a little tip here. If you've got a break in your frosting and you want to repair it, just take a paintbrush and make it wet, and then you can smooth it out. No one will ever know. So now I'm going to place some holly and berries on the garland all the way down the cookie. So we'll start with the holly part, the berries. And you can see why tweezers make sense for this, because even little fingers would have a hard time making this work just the way we would want it to. Oh, well, I guess we're going to have some holly right there. It's fine. You don't have to be too crazy about it. It should be fun. So with just a little bit of red, all the other colors on this cookie really show up a lot more nicely. So now we have our nice decorated tree. We're going to do another technique now that involves using two different colors of frosting, but both of them are going to be wet at the same time. So I'm going to take my little Christmas ornament here, and I'm going to take some of the thinner cookie glaze that I've got, and I'm just going to pour that right on top and spread it around so that the whole top of the cookie is coated, and the edges. It's simple enough. Okay, I'm going to try to let some of the extra run off the edge. A little bit. Make sure the shoulder of this is taken care of. Okay. Now we have our glazed cookie. I'm going to take the second color, and since it's Christmas time, it's going to be red. This is where my friend the alligator clip is going to help me out. And this is a little bit of red glaze that's in a disposable pastry bag that has a little teeny hole cut in the top. Now, just to make sure that I don't have trouble, I'm going to just off the cookie make sure I've got a nice bead. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is just draw stripes back and forth, nice even pressure on the pastry bag. And while these are both still wet, I'm going to use a toothpick. And this is an old pastry chef's trick when they were painting with sauces. But it's still very pretty to look at, so there's no reason not to make this happen. We're just going to go back and forth across those stripes in alternating directions. So now that I have the frosting pulled in both of these directions, I'm going to just transfer this cookie over here to the rack so that the frosting can drip down the sides. I want to pull it straight up because I don't want that. And then after this dries, I'll decorate the top with a little bit of gold frosting and some colored sugar to finish it off. You can make any holiday cookie into a Linzer cookie. All you need to do is take a good sized cookie, cut a hole that matches out of the middle, and then it's a big sandwich. Now this is a good sized Linzer cookie. I have lots of nieces and nephews who would pout if I did not show up with many, many, many Linzer cookies. Often what I will do is glaze and decorate the top and then make sure I have a bottom to match it. So it's really very simple and they look very, very nice. I like to use seedless raspberry jam. And you don't want to have a very, very thick layer. You just want to, I make it a little bit heavier in the middle so that will show up in the hole, and I let it be a little bit thinner out toward the edges because you don't want the jam to ooze out everywhere. And then all you do is just very gently place that on top. And now you have a really pretty cookie that is pretty much dessert right there. So this is the last of the cookie techniques that I have to show you today, but it's an easy one to do. And as you can see, it doesn't take an awful lot of time to make a lot of beautiful cookies. People will really be impressed with your work, and the best part is that you get to eat them when you're done.